Say hi to James. Made me an entrepreneur. Teaching me day after day after day till it all was a blur. Now he on tour, he could drop in your city tonight. Never Zen coming in for the fight. Making that powerful statement, saying that you meant for greatness. Better be ready for absolute.
Good morning, Absolute Nation. I'm going to tell you, it is awesome to see you. I hope that every one of you is having a phenomenal day. Today is going to be a unique day. I'm going to be covering some things that are upcoming. I'm going to share some things with you, but I want to first start off with this aspect of it today. Today's message will be kind of personal because I really want you to take it to heart. When it comes to becoming a speaker, becoming an authority, becoming an influencer, becoming whatever it is that you want to be an entrepreneur. The number one thing that you have to be able to manage is relationships. You got to stop allowing yourself to be used or allowing yourself to get to the nature where you might use people. People are not a resource for you to drain. People are a resource for you to connect to and add to. If you can ever find people that can connect to you and help you be better, and you help them be better, that's a mutual win win relationship. Those last. But what doesn't last is when people try to manipulate, use, abuse relationships. Relationships have to be like a highway. Both lanes have to work, both sides, with on ramps, off ramps, all of those things at times, because some relationships last for weeks, some last for minutes, some last for years, some last for lifetimes. Whatever it is, you'll learn whether or not the person is worth investing in by what they bring value and how they bring value back to you. If it's one sided, it becomes usury, or it becomes a parent child relationship, and only should a parent child be investing to pour out, but even a parent is pouring out so that the child does better and that the child will pass that on to their children. The shame is that most people look at relationships with a sense of entitlement. You're supposed to do this for me. You're supposed to give me something. The truth is, you don't get anything without giving something. You have to become a person who sees value in others, not just in yourself. If it's all about me, give me, give me, give me, and then people can say, listen, I gave you a break here, here, and here, and here, and all you can point to is one sided aspect of what you've done. You miss the point of relationships. You have to make it mutually rewarding. Wins come collectively, wins come together. Wins give you wind, W-I-N-D, as a sailwood to keep going forward. Today I'm going to bring on Marty. Marty I met because he has been the head of the International Christian Film Festival, built a relationship. Marty came to me and said, hey, there are some people I would like you to meet, work with, and all those things as a result of a relationship I established with Neil McDonough, our favorite actor, if you will. And so, Marty, come on, talk to us about what's going on there in Atlanta that you got going on. And we're looking for, first of all, we're glad to have you, Marty. If you would take a moment and tell people a little bit about yourself.
What's going on, James? How you doing, brother? It's always a
Oh, your
pleasure.
audio's a little delayed, but I'm glad to have you on. You doing okay today?
I am fabulous. Thank you for having me.
Huh? Okay. For some reason, the audio is coming across just a little bit broken. Do me a favor, Marty. Go out and then come back in
All
so I
right.
can bring you back in here with the audio. Right, because it sounds like a robot for just a moment there. So there's Marty. Marty has a cricket phone, apparently, So we got to get Marty an upgraded phone so he connects right. I'm joking, of course, but Marty is a relationship builder, for example. Marty built a relationship with Neil McDonough and gave a Lifetime Achievement Award to him. I meet Neil, and then Neil introduces me to Marty. Marty and I have built a relationship as a result of our mutual relationship with Neil. So when it comes to relationship, there are stair-step aspects. If people introduce you to someone and connect you, build that relationship, you owe it to the other person to honor that relationship. Most people will bail on people after they think they no longer need them. The great thing is about life is like there is an energy, there is a what you sow, you also reap. If you want relationship and value add in relationships, you got to be able to give to a relationship. If it's all for you, if people do for you constantly, they make sacrifices, they do for you, and you do nothing in return, you burn bridges that you yourself will one day need to cross. I can remember as I was growing in this thing, and Marty, maybe you can attest to this. I'm talking about the value of relationship building. How have relationships opened doors for you?
It's everything. Without any relationship, I don't know where you could go, honestly. We need each other, right? Like we need to connect each other. Relationships will take you to the next step and then to the next step, eventually where you want to be. So it's critical.
Wow. We were saying this. How many times have you been in situations where people will burn the bridge to a relationship with you, and then later they end up needing you because of the way they did, but they burn the bridge so you can't trust them anymore. Or a new opportunity comes up that they would have been perfect for had they been authentic with you.
Yeah, too many times, and they have to come humbly because they broke the relationship, they broke the trust, and now they have to come bowing down. But because the trust is broken, I don't know how. I mean, I am a person that believes in second chances, but a very careful second chance. So yes, that has happened too many
Listen,
times.
I've learned this aspect here. When it comes to people, yeah, there's a story between. They talk about there was a frog that was crossing over a pond, and the frog is about to cross, and the scorpion jumps on his back and says, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Get me across the pond." And the frog goes, "Hey, listen, I know your nature. You're going to end up stinging me or doing something bad to me. If I help you, you'll kill me." And the scorpion says, "I won't do it. I swear I won't. I swear I won't. It'll be different." And so they put up the face shield. I'm a Christian now. I wouldn't do that to you. I'm going to be better now because my mission is so positive. And so they use that as Master Chief says, that's an icon, Shane. They will claim something and then go out and do something just the opposite and betray it. So here's the thing. The frog gets to the center of the pond. He's sitting on a lily pad and about to make the last leap to get both of them to safety. And really, the benefit is to the scorpion. The scorpion then goes and stings the frog right then. And the frog said, "You know what? Now we're both going to die." And the scorpion says, "Can you do me a favor, though? I know you're going to die. Can you at least get me across?" You see, you kill the relationships that you still need. If you're going to be a speaker, you want to be involved, you want to do something impactful, you have to learn to value relationships and then invest in them so that you can get a return on investments. Marty, your whole business is built on the value of relationships. In fact, our relationship has grown now, even though my hair won't grow. I
and
need
I,
you to join me.
and I
I need
think
you to let go of the hair, my friend. Join the club. I would feel more bonded and connected to you if you would just let it go with me.
I
It'll
got
be a revolution.
I got
That's
you, brother. I got you. But I want to emphasize on long-term relationships. A lot of people are just looking for the now relationship. I just need you now, right? And I think we need to build long-term relationships and not just relationships because I just need you right now. Because you don't know what the future is going to bring when you're going to need that person again. So you got to think about long-term relationships, nurture that relationship just like you would your kids, your wife, or any other business. You have to water it, you have to take care of it for the long term.
Yeah, listen, you can if you start using people, what you'll find is that you have no resource that you can count on because you burned up all the bridges. Everyone needs someone, and you have to manage your relationships. I want to say this to you, Marty. I value the relationship, but it seems like there's going to be something big where the relationship is going to be on display. What do you have coming up on October the 12th?
Well, we are super excited. We have a major event in Atlanta. If you're in the Atlanta area, we'd love for you to come. James is gonna be there. Some really cool people that are gonna be there. And guess what? It's free, like 100% free. But you have to register because there's only a few seats left, probably like 20 seats left, because this is going to be an impactful event that you will never have again.
Listen, I can't wait, man. The fact that we are gathering together, you know, 500 people packed inside the place, having an amazing, impactful time. We're going to be celebrating film. Those of you who want to get involved with film, directors are there, producers are there, actors are there. Those of you who want to be speakers, this is where you come. You want to be in a faith-based community and want to be involved with people that are positive, inspirational. This is the destination for it. Marty, could you tell us a little bit what made you put this on and why did you decide to bring this tour to Atlanta?
It goes back to building relationships, right? Because we need relationships in order to grow. So for the people that lives in Atlanta and that area, you may live next to each other and may not know each other, and you may need each other. So that is part of the reason why we are building this event and building people up in the Atlanta area. Okay, I guess James left. Oh, there we go. I was going to take over.
I had enough. I had enough of this. I should have. If I got to stay on here with Marty, I'm gone. No. I value the relationship enough to come back and make amends. So, see, there's an illustration. So, I got disconnected for a second, but the relationship made me come back. I realized the value of it. You're going to be putting us on stages, talking about the fact that you've been putting stages together across the nation. So, your first stop was where?
We first stopped in Los Angeles, California, and that was an amazing event. We had a lot of people, a lot of great people that attend. Relationships were built, relationships were restored. So it was an amazing, amazing event.
Wow. So then after Los Angeles, where'd you go?
We went to Nashville. This where you came in, and that was an amazing event. Like incredible, absolutely incredible event. People in Nashville showed up, and it was absolutely beautiful. And we just have one more stop left, and it's Atlanta.
Man, listen, guys, make sure you get an opportunity to come. Force your way in if you have to. I know it fills up and all those things. Is there any way people can get a last minute ticket or anything? And if so, how can they at least attempt to? If you mind telling us where we can at least attempt it? Because this event is free, but you got to go ahead and go grab that.
It is free. We have about, I think, 20 tickets left. So if you go to internationalcff.com, you can get your tickets. It's completely 100% free. It's going to be right there in Atlanta, and we'd love to meet you. We'd love to connect with you. We'd love to build a relationship with you.
Well, listen, guys, everyone is always asking about opportunity. Well, you have to go capture the opportunity. You got to go build the opportunities. I will tell you this, life is about proximity. If you can get in the room, you can make room for yourself. Your gifts will make room for you, but you got to be in the room. No one arranges a room and doesn't put a davenport, a couch, or somewhere in the right place. Your gifting will be something that can be used, but you got to be in the room. I've gone to places, Marty, where, and I'm sure you have as well, where maybe I wasn't familiar with everyone or everything that was going on there, but when I got there, I began to speak, and I left there with more opportunities as a result of just being present. Have you had that happen? And I know this can happen for people with your environment.
Yeah, absolutely. So many times people ask me, how do I connect with people in this industry or that industry? Well, an email is not going to cut it. You have to be
Mm.
there in person. You have to meet people in person. And that's the best way to create relationships, to build friendships. And then that will grow. If you send an email, most likely it will be ignored for sure. But if you meet someone in person, it's a whole different thing. You have to go. You can't just be behind your computer and try to build relationships. You have to go.
What if I jump on your LinkedIn and just say, hi, I've got an exciting opportunity for you? That
Oh
work?
my gosh. Yeah, I ignore those so hard.
I'm a videographer. I want to work with you and such from like no man. Relationships still. During COVID, I think that there was an asterisk that you could throw in there, was like I can because I can't get out. I'll talk with you in this virtual world. But prior to that and now post that, more than anything, people crave and need connection and attachment. You have to make yourself available. It's part of the reason why we do what we do as far as giving people the opportunity to develop their skill set. We open the school. You guys can join there. It's absolutely free. One of the things that I'm looking for in life is people that have people building skills, that have relationship skills, not just ambition. If people with ambition, if I said to you, Marty, listen, Marty, I need to go into your Rolodex. You know Neil McDonough, you know all these other famous people. Let me get in touch with all the people in your phone, but I don't want a relationship. I don't want to build a relationship. I just need the opportunity. Would you give me access to your Rolodex?
No, absolutely not. You have to build genuine relationships, right? A lot of people, like I said, they just want to use you for now. They don't really want
Ooh.
a relationship with you, you know? And you said it, don't allow yourself to be used and don't use anyone else as well, because that's not genuine. It's going to come back and bite you in the end.
Oh, yeah. Man, listen, I'm telling you what, I look at my career path and the way that I started off. And even though I was singing the same song from the beginning, same things I was saying, people don't realize you're a hit song until they hear it played elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so by the time that they hear it, they're like, oh my God, but they've already burnt the bridge. You have to remember that we all work in harmony together. You must find a way to get along, build relationships, restore relationships, because there is a thing about altitude and character. I don't know, Marty, if you know that there was a I think it was the spaceship Challenger that blew up. Kids were all watching. I remember watching it in the classroom myself. But to find out the root cause of it was a wrench. Someone doing a last second repair was using a wrench, maintenance guy. It dropped and it broke a tile. The tiles are the shield that keep the heat from the outside from getting on the inside. When it was on the ground, you couldn't detect it had done any damage because it was a small fracture. But as it went up, heat from the outside worked its way, found the crack, and got inside and caused an explosion. What we're looking at is that character flaws on the ground that you don't fix. Those fractures will cause great breaks when you go up. You've got to be willing to work on who you are when people hold you accountable if you value relationships and true, genuine connections. It can feel like you're winning in the second, but this is a marathon. Build relationships because relationships are what make you a winner. I've never seen anybody, uh, if you don't have money, if you got relationships, you have a revenue source through relationship. Relationships have paid bills when revenue couldn't.
Yeah.
Have you ever had someone say, hey, Marty, come stay at our place for free because of relationship?
Oh, absolutely. And because of genuine relationships, right? Because
Yeah.
for me, I'll tell you what, like people like to force themselves to me sometimes. And I'm so guarded when people do that. Don't force anything, be natural, be yourself, and don't force it. It will happen, and it might take longer for this person than that person, right? So everybody's different. Some people are more guarded and some people are less guarded. But what you have to do is you have to be yourself and do not force things to happen faster than they should, because that
Man, you got to date before you marry. It
yeah,
cannot be. Yeah,
exactly.
and you can't just jump in. This is one of the things that I was at a nutrition store in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it had a sign on the wall as I was buying vitamins and stuff, and it said, "I accept all checks unless there's a Bible verse on it."
Mm,
And I was like, "Man, that's funny." I said, "Why do you have a rule against Bible verses?" He said, "No, no, I'm a believer. I have learned that when people have a verse on it, those checks bounce." And I was like, "What?" And that's the worst relationship to have, right? Because when people use the faith shield, God has called me. Well, if God's called you, that He's called you to connect with people. He's called you to relate with people. And if you use that faith shield wrong, man, it
that's
makes
true.
people second guess the whole faith because of one behavior that you demonstrate and use that shield wrong.
Yeah, and I think also don't be a taker, right? Like you don't want any relationship where someone is just taking from you and taking from you and taking from you. So don't be a taker. Make sure you give. For example, if someone takes you out and pays for lunch, the next time you better pay for lunch, because that's how relationship works. You
But
have to give.
Marty, what if you make more than I do? Shouldn't you just keep paying?
It does not matter. It's relationship building, right? Like you cannot take and take and take. That relationship will never work. No relationship, not with your kids, not with your wife, not in business. None of it would work if you're only taking. You have to give also. You may not be able to take to a 5-star restaurant, maybe to a 2-star restaurant, but you have to give.
Yeah, because equal sacrifice is what it is. It's if I did that, and it's
Yes,
not. It's a reciprocal relationship, so that even if they're a billionaire, an act of kindness. If you rode with them and you gave the tip to the valet, something small that shows that you value and participate in the relationship goes a long way, guys. Everything that we
absolutely.
do, show up and serve. Instead of looking, what can I get? What can I give? How can I serve? Because service opens up doors. There's
Yeah.
a saying that is, I want to be more. In order to be more, I have to serve more. Have you found that serving others has done more for you? You built a massive career. You've been able to travel the nation and open doors for other people. In fact, your whole business model is built on opening doors for other people.
Right.
Where did you get that mindset from, and how has that served you?
To be honest, ever since I was young, there has always been someone there for me, right?
Mm.
That is willing to show me, that is willing to take my hand, and I have had incredible relationships. So I pull from these older folks that
Mhm.
really mentored me and say, "This is how you do things, right? You have to give." You have to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Don't ever take from me. So mentors throughout my life, starting with my dad and a lot of the people in the corporate jobs that I used to have actually mentored me and be there for me and showed me the way. And like I said, if you are genuine and you come at people the right way, most of the time people are willing to have that relationship with you, to show you, to take your hands because they realize you really don't know X, Y, and Z, and they want to lift you up.
Listen, it takes a great deal for someone to cause me to block them. You do harm to other people. Um, you're a constant source of negativity, or you have a user mindset. It's all one-sided. You want to manipulate, lie, be dishonest, but it's all because the truth behind a lot of people's things is their ambition. They want to get somewhere, and they think that the way you do it is by grabbing and pulling others down or using people to get somewhere. That is not how it works. The way it truly works is like rungs on a ladder. I reach up and I pull the other parts up of my body because we're all connected. Where my hands go, my feet must go. When you're in the body of Christ, whether you're in the body of impact, in the body of relationship with people, we must constantly be trying to grow and improve and stretch ourselves, but also pulling up someone along with ourselves.
Right.
That's where your true safety net lies in building those things. Man, I hope this is helping people who are watching that you must focus on relationship building. It is a currency that will work without inflation. It is a currency that works in an up market, down market. Relationships are most valuable asset you will have. At the end of your life, all that is in your obituary are relationships. Who who you left, who went
Yeah.
before you, and what relationships you created. It doesn't matter. Like I've never seen a bank account listed in anyone's obituary. This person died with $8.7 million in their account. It'll never be there, and they don't get to take it with them. And if you did put it in the casket, somebody comes steal it anyway.
Right.
Because, but 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 money doesn't last. Relationships do. Marty, I look forward to a long, impactful relationship. In fact, I'm already thinking about the things we're going to do in the future. You
Yes, sir.
mentioned to me today that there's a what's in Orlando, Florida.
Man, our biggest event is in Orlando, and everybody loves to come to Orlando. And it's in the
What?
springtime. That's right. And it's in the springtime. So we have the ICFF 2025 in Orlando, Florida, April 30th to May 3rd. It's a 4-day event, and we expect over 2,000 people to attend. And it's an incredible, incredible way to connect with people at this event in Orlando.
Wait a minute. So we're going to put it on our calendar, man. So
'30th.
April, April 30th to May 3rd.
Yes,
Oh wow, man! So we're going to Orlando, Florida.
that's right.
Oh my
4 days in
God!
Orlando. 4 days in
I'm,
Orlando.
I'm, I'm coming, man. We're gonna make that happen. See what a
Yeah.
relationship is. Well, here's the value relationship. You and I met, and look what number of things that we are doing already. We're
Right.
touching lives. The thing that we're doing November 30th in Loretto, Tennessee, is a result of a relationship, right? Then
That's
we're
right.
going to a resort. We're going right there. That event right there, guys. Listen, the tickets are only $200, but you have Larry Namer, Neil McDonough, you have uh, Darren Dunn, you have uh, Dylan Berry, you have Mark Yesnick, you have Chris Kaufman. I'm talking about billionaires and the founder of E, Larry Namer. I mean, those type of guys all coming and descending in that city. Sure, impact. Mike Oster. I'm
Yeah.
talking about. I'm still looking for speakers for that event. I'm looking
Yeah.
to. I'm going to highlight some people and give them a chance of a lifetime that are a part of what we do. But it's
Yeah.
all based on relationship. If people can't be relational, I don't need them. But if people want to come there, network, build relationships, there are only 20 VIP tickets. The VIPs will have access to all the people that'll be there, build relationships. So you want to grab those. Networking for general aspect is good, but if you want to be in the inner circle, be in the core, get you a VIP ticket. It comes with a room. That's only $700. Make sure you go ahead and do so. Again, Marty, you and I came together for that to come to place. Now we've
Yeah.
got some
Yeah.
amazing things that's coming together, all off a relationship.
Excited. This is one of an event of a lifetime. I don't think we'll get to see these folks together in one room again.
Oh, yeah, come on, man. Yeah. You're talking even to have access to multiple billionaires at one moment. The
Yeah.
founder of StockX is coming. You know, having Larry Namer, the founder of E. So we have film, we have people who are entrepreneurs, we have people that are speakers coming. Some of the folks that are coming, man, I haven't even listed it. Yeah, Tyler Cardenas is coming. Um, I'm looking at industry leaders who can bring value and impact and infect that place. Cypress Adaptive is even going to come and display something they created. You'll love this, Marty. For people who are amputees, when we go to get our limbs checked, we get a socket. It takes a number of weeks. They have created something in Germany, and they're coming to America through Cypress Adaptive to this event, and they can now make the socket in 5 minutes. That
Wow.
means in every third world country, instead of it taking weeks for a child to get a leg, we can do it that same day. 5 minutes, that person can have what used to take weeks. That means we can get people back up and back mobile, get their lives together. But to
Yeah.
have that type of thing come and be displayed there, they're going to make a prosthetic for me on the spot in 5 minutes and show
Wow.
people like, man, it hardens. We'll pass it around. People be able to touch it, be involved with it, and be like, oh, we're about to change the world for people. It's about mental health and wellness. Imagine if you lost your ability to walk and you were able to get it back and not sit around weeks hoping and wishing that you had something.
Yeah.
It's about miracles taking place. And I call it a miracle because to shave off weeks of waiting to get a weight bearing prosthetic made on the spot will change things around the world. And I'm glad to bring it here to bring it into fruition for everyone. Marty, are you going to be in Loretto?
Oh my gosh. I want people to think about one thing. Think about this. How much would you pay to hang out with a billionaire for a day? How much would you pay?
Wow. Come on. Yeah.
Seriously, seriously, think about that. You get this opportunity for $200? Like, but
Yeah.
multiple billionaires and big time influencers. Come on.
Yeah. Listen, we
Come
have
on.
made this so that people can truly. This wasn't about profitability. It was about being able to.
Correct.
How do I end the year right with people so that you can go from here to there? The biggest problem that people have seen is that people that I just need a door and I just need a door open for me. I just need an open door open. The truth is, doors are people. That's your relationship. You get the right relationship, you get in the right room automatically. You have an idea. You haven't had funding. Imagine meeting someone who has availability of funds, who was waiting on someone to move the needle emotionally or in their will, and hearing you and saying, I got it. So
Right.
take Shark Tank, for example. You got to sit up and you get the display and you hope they offer you something. All they needed was an opportunity to display it. We're giving you an opportunity to say it, to build it, to have the relationship with people you would never have access to. You can't write them on social media. You can't call them up. You can't show up. You don't get to run in the same circles. But you do that day. You do that day. Man, I wouldn't miss it. Don't miss this moment.
If you are serious about taking your career to the next level in terms of building relationships, this is the event for you. I'm not kidding. You have to be there because you will regret it if you don't, because you never know when your opportunity will come. This could be it.
Wow. Dude, I got to tell you this. My hope for those who are listening, those who will watch, is that you don't miss a moment that can change your whole life. Sometimes people don't know how valuable a moment is, but a moment isn't promised. What would you give right now if I could take anyone in history and spend time with them, just a moment, what would you pay for that, right?
Right.
But people who are history makers, people who've done something amazing, proximity has changed my world and relationships in this way. On October 22nd, the First Lady of Sierra Leone is coming. She's going to be speaking about ending child sexual abuse and what we can do to magnify that area. And they've asked me to come and speak and be the first speaker on that subject. The way that I got that is by relationship. I went to one event where I wasn't the keynote speaker, someone else was. I came and was sitting in the audience. There was a gap in the flow of the speaking. The speaker came and left, and they were like, "Hey, can you take a moment, 5 minutes, and just kind of help the atmosphere?" I volunteered. I didn't say, "Well, my speaker fee is this." I got up and I served for just 5 minutes, and when I left there, the CEO of a $1 billion company, Unique. If you look them up, you see they're the fastest growing company in history in makeup. 1.5 billion in a number like 3 years they made from nothing. And he said, "I heard what you had to share." He wasn't there. He heard it through his staff, and they got a hold of me and said, "Can we come together? Would you come and speak?" And now they're bringing in world leaders and wanting me to speak with that type of stage because I gave away 5 minutes. Relationships are everything. What I'm saying is be in proximity. If you're in Atlanta, there are 20 seats left. Be in proximity. InternationalCFF.com is how you get there.
And
You do not want to. Yeah, it's
nationalcff.com.
right there on the screen. You, the fact that there are 20 seats left and they're free, if you're not there, you are making a conscious decision to miss out on an opportunity that can change things for you. Do not miss it. Be in the room. Come up and let me know, like, "Hey, man, I came here. I saw your invite. I got here. And I promise you, I will take time and find a way. How can I serve you?" Now, let me ask, here's the second thing. When we comes to November the 30th, 23rd, I'm sorry, November 23rd, that's the event. If 5 minutes could put me in front of world class, this here will get you with them all day. It's one day, $200, one day. And when you leave there, you will have relationships that you never had access to before. It's at a five-star resort. Can you tell them how nice the resort is?
It is nice. I had the opportunity to spend several days at Keystone, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait for you guys to be there. You know, sometimes I'll get a message from someone that says, "I saw you in a picture with so and so. Can you introduce me?" No, you should have been there.
That's it. Hey, I want to be there. I want to be on stage with them. Then build a relationship so you can be there. If you got to ask questions where you want to, if you want to bypass the primary, Marty, I don't want to be friends with you. I want to be friends with your friends. Are you going to let me do that? No, man. I'm not. If you go to the prom with me, you dance with me. You
Right,
know, we're
right.
not. If you go with me and you dance with everyone else, I'm leaving you with them, right? But you don't get to use people. Build the relationships, guys. Be in the room. Be in proximity, because proximity takes out the toxicity of a relationship and it brings in value and authenticity. Being authentic with people, being loving, being caring, it shows up. Go looking for an opportunity to serve. Man, if you see something, can I be a greeter? Can I be a helper? Can I be a volunteer? Because psychic income is income as well. Like, look, I can't pay you, but I can serve.
Right.
Marty, do you need any volunteers to hand out anything? How
Sure,
often have you,
we're always looking for volunteers. Absolutely. So if you want to volunteer, we'll love to have you as well. Absolutely. But I want to
see?
say also, success does not come by accident, right?
Ooh,
One, you have to put the work in. Two, you have to have relationships. It always comes back to that.
no matter
Always.
what you do, you have to go, because if you can't relate to people, look, you could be the greatest. Do you remember Latrell Sprewell was a basketball
Yeah,
player in the
of
NBA?
course. Yeah.
Latrell Sprewell had every skill set that Michael Jordan had, every one of them. If you look at his Golden State years, he was just as skilled, athletic, dunk on anyone. He was amazing. He was on his way to superstardom, but he couldn't manage relationships.
Yeah.
In fact, he ended up choking the coach and being suspended from the team because he couldn't manage relationships. So you do not know of him. He's not a Hall of Famer, even though he had Hall of Fame talent, because of his lack of being able to build relationships. I say to you now, even if you have a world class talent, You have something that can benefit the world. Children, adults, whatever it is you say you have, until you get relationships, right? You'll never have God's full might behind you.
That's
Fix the
right.
relationships. That's where your strength will be. Man, I got to tell you, Marty, I've been appreciative of the fact that we're getting to serve together. When we're there in Atlanta, we get another chance to come on. We'll talk about it. We'll highlight what happened. And we'll let people know about the things to come. And the fact that I'm coming to Orlando, Florida, with my buddy, man, we're going to reach thousands of lives, impact lives, and
Amen.
we're going to touch it in an amazing way. Marty, thank you for coming on today. Thank you for building a relationship with me.
Thank you.
My friend, God bless you. Thanks for coming on.
God
Guys,
bless.
listen, you've heard Marty come on and he talks about the events that are coming up. Everything we talked about, you got access to. If you're on the channel, you got a relationship. Connect with us. And I want to close out with this. You have the ability to do anything but fail. You can choose not to fail by choosing to win every single day by building positive relationships along the way. The first relationship starts with you and God. The second relationship is you and your relation to God and other people. How you treat them is a reflection of how you feel about Him. Work on your relationship skills. You lose the relationship, you lose everything. Build positive relationships that are not one way. That's how we win in every way. Until next time, it's James Dixon, the absolute motivator. We'll see you soon.
Say hi to James. Made me an entrepreneur. Teaching me day after day after day till it all was a blur. Now he on tour, he could drop in your city tonight. Never Zen coming in for the fight. Making that powerful statement, saying that you meant for greatness. Better